You should let them do it because by the
they
time you
can do
hire
that.
contractors, it's
Right.
going to be 2 years.
If a family...
People are willing to get a dumpster and do it themselves and clean it out.
Trump made it clear that America was back, stepping up in a way that had been missing. The country was no longer being run by someone just going through the motions, barely thinking for himself and clearly slipping. Unlike Biden, who barely showed up when things went south, Trump took charge when it mattered.
As we can, but we want you to be safe. We want you to be back in your homes immediately.
Clean it out.
And they can't...
There's not that much left. It's all incinerated.
That's right.
And, it's just going to take a long time.
On January 24, 2025, Trump and LA Mayor Karen Bass went head-to-head during an emergency meeting about the wildfires tearing through California. People were fed up, wanting to get back to their homes, but Bass insisted that debris cleanup had to come first for safety. Trump wasn't having it, pushing her to speed things up since she, just like him, had the power to cut through the red tape.
To be honest with you, and I saw him last night on television. It looks like he got hit with a baseball bat or something. What happened to him?
Trump had already been ripping into California's handling of the fires, calling the response a mess. He suggested teaming up with Governor Gavin Newsom to fix things, but also threw out the idea of either overhauling or completely scrapping FEMA. He called the agency a bloated, overpriced disaster, and argued that states should handle their own emergencies with backup from the feds instead of waiting on Washington to step in. He didn't hold back on Newsom and Bass either, slamming them as incompetent, and even threatening to pull federal funding if California didn't get its act together. His visit to North Carolina was focused on assessing the situation, delivering resources, and cutting through the bureaucratic red tape that often made rebuilding efforts painfully slow. Many communities struggled to recover due to excessive regulations and government obstacles preventing them from rebuilding immediately. Lives had been shattered, yet the government continued to delay recovery efforts, using disasters as an opportunity to push social agendas. No state exemplified this issue more than California. Following his time in North Carolina, Trump traveled to California to address the LA wildfire crisis. He met with Gavin Newsom, and despite their history of trading insults online, their in-person exchange appeared more cordial. However, the real conflict arose when Trump and LA Mayor Karen Bass clashed over how to approach the city's rebuilding efforts.
We're going to need your help. You were there for us during COVID. We will. We're going to get it done.
Funding to Los Angeles because of its sanctuary city policy.
I want to see two things in Los Angeles. Voter ID, so that the people have a chance to vote. And I want to see the water be released and come down into Los Angeles.
A major point of contention stemmed from Trump's proposal to eliminate FEMA. During his visit to North Carolina, many voiced frustration over FEMA's repeated failures in providing adequate relief. The agency had been widely criticized, with reports of discrimination against Trump supporters by DEI-focused employees. Given these issues, Trump argued that by reallocating FEMA's funding directly to individual states, he proposed a more efficient and business-minded approach to handling crises.
It looked like he got beat around, but I'll ask Caroline to find out what happened to him. No, if he wanted to come out, I would have done that, but I don't know. Somebody said that he wanted to come on the plane, but I think he's staying back for the votes. There's some pretty good votes going on, yeah.
Democrats reacted with outrage, voicing their frustrations over Trump's efforts to dismantle bureaucracy. As part of his push for reform, he signed an executive order to begin restructuring FEMA, or potentially eliminating it altogether. His stance was clear. FEMA had proven ineffective, regardless of whether a governor was Democrat or Republican. Relying on FEMA only delayed recovery efforts. By the time FEMA arrived, its workers lacked familiarity with the region, imposed unnecessary regulations, and often brought in less qualified personnel than those already available on site.
I know my people. You'll be on that thing tonight, throwing the stuff away, and your site it'll look perfect within 24 hours, and that's what he wants to do. He doesn't want to wait around for 7 months till the city hires some demolition contract that's going to charge him $25,000 to do his lot.
Yeah.
I think you have emergency powers just like I do, and I'm exercising my emergency powers. You have to exercise them also.
I did exercise them.
Because you have a very powerful emergency power, and
Yes.
you can do everything within 24 hours.
Yes.
The agency had consistently complicated disaster relief, with past failures stretching back to Louisiana and Texas. In the end, states handled the work themselves, while FEMA added layers of inefficiency. Trump argued that eliminating FEMA and redirecting its funds to states would streamline disaster response. Karen Bass defended FEMA, emphasizing the number of personnel it had deployed. While acknowledging its contributions, Trump countered that the agency was poorly managed and operated at triple the necessary cost. Those funds, he suggested, could be better spent on schools rather than government inefficiency. FEMA's slow-moving bureaucracy required multiple permits, leaving those in need waiting for too long. Trump proposed a system where states could issue immediate 24-hour permits, allowing homeowners to rebuild without unnecessary delays. A key concern remained: how would people finance reconstruction? Many lacked the resources to rebuild on their own. Trump's position was that states, rather than a distant federal agency, should control disaster relief funds, ensuring a more responsive and effective system. With direct access to funding, states could tailor relief efforts to their specific geography, population, and infrastructure, avoiding the delays and mismanagement often associated with FEMA's nationwide approach.
Right now, you don't have voter ID. People want to have voter identification. You want to have proof of citizenship. Ideally, you have one-day voting, but I just want voter ID as a start, and I want the water to be released, and they're going to get a lot of help.
A better approach might be for states to work together with neighboring states, forming coalitions to share resources for disaster relief situations. That would be a more effective solution. Trump's mindset is the difference between having a businessman come in and do things versus having politicians make decisions. Politicians listen to academics, activists, and woke revolutionaries who see the government as a means to enforce their social agendas.
We are going to be putting conditions on the money that do two things: require that it be done timely and affordable, and then secondly, that we protect those who will come afterwards. As we speak, there are 6,000 acres burning in my district on the Mexican border. There will be more fires until we include in any disaster relief items which will prevent it or at least mitigate it from happening again. So you're going to see us proposing both of those.
Like water. Little things like
do
water.
that for us.
You know, the party of common sense. See, we're the party of common sense. You're not, in all fairness.
Yes, sir.
We like water to put out fires. It's really quite efficient. All right.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Trump isn't just about handling problems. He's about handling them fast. No red tape, no endless delays, just action. His goal is simple: relief, and he wants it delivered as soon as possible, whether it's cutting through bureaucracy or pushing leaders to step up. He's making it clear that waiting around isn't an option. Let us know what you think about this showdown.